Have you ever seen how a business operated and thought, I could do that? In fact, I could do it better. Many of us have. But what if, because of those twists and turns of life, you were forced to prove it? That's where Tricia Sanders and Shannon Moenkhaus found themselves in the spring of 2022, each operating their businesses out of a co-working space in the St. Louis, Missouri area, when one day they got notice that the co-working space was shutting down. Now, both women's businesses were still going strong, and they wanted to remain in a physical location rather than simply work from home. After all, they had enjoyed being in close proximity to each other and to the other businesses they had shared space with. After looking around town for another co-working space to move into, nothing felt right. And so Tricia and Shannon, along with a third business partner, Leslie, decided, hey, if we can't find the right space for us, let's build it.
None of us had any, per se, professional experience in running a physical office space, but we all had lived many years in offices, knew what we liked and didn't like, and were really able to bring a lot of that here. And with a really strong focus on community and celebrating the women in their businesses who are part of this community.
With community as the focus of their vision, the trio quickly discovered a desire to promote a culture of diversity, safety, and support by bringing a much wider range of female entrepreneurs under one roof.
We recognized that we really got a lot from being around each other. So we wanted to create an environment that was really a permanent home for the three of our businesses. And then we realized, well, it's not going to be great with just the three of us. It's much better if we could have other people along as well. And so we started Alchemy with the idea of a home for us, but quickly transitioned to let's bring other women along, other women of different backgrounds, of different ages, and especially different industries. And so that we can all be here to support and help each other.
We know that so many spaces are designed for men, and we succeeded and struggled in those spaces for years. And so we also know that women, when we come together and work together and lift each other up, is an incredibly powerful thing. And we've all had been so fortunate to experience that at different points in our life, that we wanted to create a space that nurtured and cultivated that energy of lifting each other up, and in a space that's for us. And it's for us to be badasses, not like, to be like, it's not like this like cushy table or whatever. But it's just a space that we get to be our own best selves, and be 100% comfortable and know that the people in this space are rooting for us every day.
As one might expect, there were complications and challenges that arose as Alchemy opened its doors, but most of it was stuff that Shannon, Tricia, and Leslie tackled right away. However, one issue proved to be a little bit more difficult to solve for the co-working space that would eventually grow to house 30 to 40 women and their businesses.
About 2 days into running the business, we started seeing people just flood in the doors, and whoever was standing closest to the door, the front entry area, was getting sort of frustrated. And so we realized we do have somebody who's our kickoff queen every day, who kind of starts off the space and gets the good vibes and music and coffee and snacks going. But she's not here all day, and we didn't want someone to have to sit up there behind a desk all that. That seems so like 1980s.
Here at The Receptionist, we have a term for what the Alchemy team was experiencing: person nearest the door syndrome. Without a system to handle visitor check-ins, the person nearest the door becomes the de facto receptionist, which means they get less of their work done while their frustration levels rise. The Alchemy team started searching for solutions to their P&D syndrome afflictions, but too many systems seemed overly complex to manage or were outright too expensive. Then one day, Tricia had an appointment at her children's school headquarters, and as luck would have it, she checked in for that meeting that day using the Receptionist for iPad. Right away, Tricia knew she'd solved Alchemy's visitor check-in problem.
this is exactly what we need. And I came back, I talked to Shannon and Leslie, and I think we ordered it that day. It was here like 2 days later. We got it set up in 5 minutes.
Yep.
As you heard, Tricia and Shannon got the Receptionist for iPad up and running at Alchemy quickly and easily. And now, no more person nearest the door syndrome. For a collection of highly successful business owners, not worrying about managing the visitor check-in process and instead being able to focus on running their companies has been the most positive development from implementing the system.
First of all, this is a pretty high-end group of women who are running businesses. Sometimes they have multiple locations. Sometimes they have teams in multiple places. They have clients all over the country. So sometimes just not hearing anything is a really big deal because we know it's working and running wonderful. But everyone, it's not even at a point of discussion. It just worked from day one. It was just simple and easy. When we didn't have a solution, someone had to, the business owner had to go out there and stand and wait, or someone from the team had to go out there and stand and wait in the entryway or lobby waiting for someone to arrive. That's what was happening.
I mean, we talked about Ring doorbells, which was crazy, a little bit crazy. We looked at a lot of options and everything was just no, it just feels like it's too hard. And this was just so easy. And just to reiterate what Shannon said, we've heard almost nothing from our members, which means that it's wonderful because it just works. When it first came in, they were like, oh, that's great. And then I don't think we've heard anything about it since. And so that's in our opinion, the best solution.